Ta-da! How's that?
That's wonderful.
All right, now we got our start. Hello, you beautiful
Welcome
people.
back, all you beautiful little embers. It is a Work It Out Wednesday.
I wish I had the like bum 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 loud noises.
Work It Out Wednesday, where we just talk about what's on our mind, what's been going on lately.
Sorry, I didn't mean to let you interrupt you like that. Here we are. All right.
How's your week been? What's been going on? What's been going on with you?
And you, and you, and you.
What have you been working on over the last week? The last month, as we went through our theme?
I have been learning how to surrender to the stillness as I am learning.
Surrender to the stillness. Like not trying to fill the empty space?
Well, I think that's like surface level. That's where it starts. You don't try to fill the empty space. Maybe you can sit in your own silence. Maybe you don't actually have to be doing something. But that's literally surface level, right? Like that's where the going actually starts. And you start seeing things like, are you sabotaging your own peace? What are your thoughts saying about the moment that you're in? Are you playing a lot of would you rather? And then you got to ask yourself, is that stemming from guilt? Is that stemming from not being productive? If the not being productive is stemming from lack of progress or lack of initiative or what have you, then you're just like, you start trailing it backwards. But
am I eating because I'm bored?
Am I just eating because I'm bored? But I'm also being told that I spend a lot of time breaking things down, making it very analytical, because if you know it, then you know it, right, guys? But you got to take the time to address the feeling, allow the feeling to speak for itself. Your feelings are like a direct connection to your higher self. And when you don't allow yourself to express, you don't allow yourself to feel the feel and go through the emotion, I think a lot of it comes from fear of regression. We fear that if we feel in those hard moments, those vulnerable moments, like I worked so hard to get over my ex and I don't want to think about them anymore and I'm ready to move on with my life, and then you hear something that brings them back and then you have that feeling, and I think,
why am I feeling this again? I thought I got over this.
Well, and it's that, but it's also fear of like, man, if I feel this, then I'm going to have feelings for that person again. And then I'm going to have these thoughts. I'm going to want them back. And then I'm going to try and get them back. And I'm going to go through a cycle. So I'm trying to avoid the cycle. But that's alienating your own voice. Just because you say something out loud doesn't mean like that is your life. You can say you miss somebody, right? But it doesn't mean that's it. You've got to go drop what you're doing and go see them. You can take that moment to miss them, even maybe mention it to them. And then you got to go on about your day feeling a little bit better because you got to speak your voice. And that's just like a little example of my focus that's been for like the last month or so.
I feel like I had this conversation recently with my boys about doing things because you feel obligated to, or because it's something that you want to do, or filtering it through, do you have the time and energy for this?
Yeah.
It's been busy the last 2 weeks.
Oh, man. Yeah.
In my house.
Yeah. It's been busy everywhere.
And there's this odd habit, I feel like, filling the space. We have this much free time to do the fun things. So we fill them. We schedule everything. And our weekend is just chaotic because all the things fit into this short amount of time to do them all together with everyone.
Everything, and socialize all at once.
And it's
a hard
in
balance.
That same sense, there's been a lot of, man, I don't even know how to describe it. I feel like things are being thrown at me, and it's like, whoa, 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 I didn't see that coming. Whoa. Okay. So it's like, I feel like I'm the anchor lately for a lot of things, and there's this balance act that I'm playing and fighting with wanting to disappear.
It's hard when you get in those modes because you feel the need to have more direct control, and then it pulls you farther away from the balance you're seeking. But the idea of letting go is like, first off, unfathomable. Like, what? Excuse me? Second off, like, where? In what way? Like, how can this like not crumble to itty bitty pieces if I just let go of one piece of this? Oh man, like really questioning, I don't know, I guess the outcome of your own life in a way when you do that. You're like, I don't feel like.
I've worked so hard. I have all this knowledge and now I'm trying to put it into action. And how do I do that and be the spiritual person that I am? And
But still be real with myself.
yes, and be authentic and honest with me. Like, oh, well, you know, as much as I have learned, I'm still trying to
piece it together.
Balance properly. Sometimes things get thrown at me and I'm just like, whoa, 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 let me balance this back out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
A big one that I've been noticing is kind of wanting the proof before the pudding. You like, I want to know that this is going to work out before I do the things. For me, it was, I want to know that I have extra money in my pocket after I do a big purchase. And like, gosh, just having that mindset is kind of, it's sneaky. It's not bad. And there are times that it has its place, but overall, if that's like your go-to feeling, you're basically saying you don't trust that your good fortune, your prosperity is going to last long enough for you to be able to feel secure with making this big purchase, you know, and then questioning, like,
recognizing that fear.
And what is that big purchase? What's big about it? Is it big because it's going to change the style of your home? Is it big because it's how much money you're spending? Is it big because it's a lifestyle commitment change? Like, possibilities are endless, but like, I guess
it's a lifestyle commitment change. I'm looking at homeschooling my youngest boy. And I just started a business.
And
I'm doing the things. And I rearranged my schedule and I feel like I've got a good idea and structure of my life to fit the way that I'm going, and now we're gonna homeschool. I gotta rearrange all this stuff and what?
But then, you know what's beautiful?
Can I handle that?
But what's beautiful about that is like, if you're allowing your life, and if you're allowing your life to flow, and you're taking those moments on in that exact manner, like, you'll see the path open up. And if it doesn't, not a big deal. You can pivot. The path doesn't go just one direction. But it happens in the action. Your clarity comes as you take action, because as you take action, you gain information, and then you have a better understanding. I mean, think about something, anything, video games, heck, even like a TV series. When you first start out a TV series, you don't really know what's going on. You've got a lot of assumptions, but as you go through the series, you learn the characters, you understand them, you understand their what makes them tick, if you will, and you can start really guessing the patterns of what is taking on in those shows. You know, same with video games, a level 1 versus a level 50, and the things that you've learned and figured out how to do along the way. You couldn't do any of it if you hadn't done the doing, you know?
Doings.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
So, if you feel like you've got something you want to do, but you're waiting for clarity, take action. Take action and the clarity will come real quick. You'll know. It'll either shut down, it'll open up, or it'll say, give me a little bit more and let's see what happens.
I wrote a list of the things that I needed to do the other day, like the really important ones. And that helps so much.
It's crazy what structure does when you really allow it to.
It's weird to think of that as structure, though. It was just pulling all the chaos in my head. Like, okay, yeah, there's all these things going on, but what actually needs to happen today? Okay, calm down. Yes, these are all new ideas and new things and worries and anxieties to think about, but Is that gonna help, Whitney? No, no, it's not. So what do I need to do? Okay, Whitney, calm down. What do you need to do today? Okay, let's just tackle that. It's Monday. What do you need? Oh, well, what was that, Tuesday? Who knows? Yeah, it was Tuesday. Write those out, and as I accomplished them, I realized I had so much time for me. So that time to like just the feeling of like disappearing and I knocked out 3 things. That's all I had to do the other day. 3 things. And then I could do my little disappearing act and slink away and not deal with any of the other stuff. And like, I did the things. Not only do I feel accomplished, but I also have that time to just pull away.
And bask in it and not feel bad for being able to do that. Just appreciating the moment for what it is.
Guilt-free.
Mm-hmm. And it's a great way to like call back your power.
Future me will deal with all that other stuff later. Right now, me deserves the time to just. It's hard to do.
It is.
And not feel guilty for it.
Yeah.
That's another thing that I've been working on is taking time for me and not feeling guilty
Where
for it.
Where does that guilt stem from?
I don't know. It's I want to call it classic mom guilt.
Oh.
Like there's all these other things that I could be doing, all this. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird to think about.
Mine stems from work.
Taking time for me and I feel guilty. Why?
Mine stems from work culture. When you take your 15-minute break, maybe you take 20 instead of 15, then you get hazed for it. Or somebody's like, oh man, it'd be nice to get that extra 10, 15 minutes without getting in trouble for it.
Yeah, you know, there's other people that deserve this. There's other things I could be doing. Yeah, there's lots of other things I could be doing.
Mine is definitely like shamed, like people shaming you for allowing yourself to pick you. Like, how dare you? Like, this is work. Like, you don't do that here. You do that on your own time. Or, oh man, I always get stuck with the hard job. Why do you take the easy one? Why are you always in this position?
Why do you feel guilty for taking time for you?
Yeah. Where does it stem from? Because once you know that, you can decide if that still is something that holds true to your values and who you see yourself as a person. But more often than not, it's an unconscious thing that once we're made aware of, it's really easy to flip off the switch. We know right where it's at that point.
I worked on it a million times over with self-love. Like, you deserve this. If I were my best friend, which I'm working on being, my best friend would tell me that I deserve to take a couple minutes to myself. And then would point out all those tiny little things that I'd be like, if those were just chores, like they needed to happen and they got done. It wasn't a big thing to celebrate. And then taking small moments to be like, you know, go you got the dishes done. Yeah, I did. It sucked. Yeah, it did. And you did it. I did. Yeah. And then feel good about doing it. And then also working on I can sit down and eat the sandwich and not feel guilty about sitting here and not like doing something at the same time as eating this sandwich.
You know, sometimes the guilt isn't like this strong, like, oh, how dare you guilt. It could be very subtle. It may just be like in your physical mannerisms. Are you sitting still?
I know in my past marriage, that was a big thing. What are you doing? Why are you just sitting there? I need to explain myself. What did I do? Yeah, you're right. Well, how come the dishes aren't done? Or like when parents got home and things weren't done.
Yeah. I gave you all day to do this and they're not done. I remember those.
Yeah, that was a big thing. You had this much time to do it.
Yep.
And it's not done.
Braided in the
what
3
did you do
hours.
With all the time?
In the 3 hours it took you to not clean your room, I got the kitchen, the bathroom, my bedroom, and your brother's toy box completely smashed. Why is your room still a mess? I don't know, Mom. I got sidetracked. I saw this thing, and then I started doing the things, and then all of a sudden I heard you stomping up the stairs, and I was like, oh no.
I gotta hurry up and do as much as I can in 5 minutes.
And I'm gonna look so guilty when she opens that door. I'm like, nuts.
Yep, I felt that a lot. I had to get over that. That was a thing that carried over from my first marriage.
Ooh.
That stemmed from my childhood. Mom's going to be home at 5:30, so you have until about 5 o'clock to just fuck off and do whatever and watch TV. And then at 5 o'clock, you need to hurry up and get all the chores done and get it done so that when she walks through the door, you're like, hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
It's been done for like 3 hours. Totally didn't just half-ass it thrown together in 30 minutes.
Oh, man. Well,
I was so good at procrastinating and doing that.
Let's see here. I have that little that I read that I really like that I want to share. The I don't recall where it's at. I gotta go find it, but I liked it. Right here. It doesn't make your heart race. If it doesn't make your heart race, if it doesn't give you something to fix, save, or rise above, who even are you? That is like a thought process that I very strongly feel without recognizing that those words could be attached to it. Is like, I may not compare myself to other people, but I am constantly comparing myself to the job that I did the day before, to the last time that I had to do something that I have to repeat, like brakes. I can't tell how many times I've had to change brakes in my life with all the different vehicles, and I have to look up how to do them every time. I can't ever just remember how to do it. I think it's finally stuck. I think I finally gained that level of confidence. I don't ever have to look up how to do brakes. I can just do them, and I'm stoked. It took forever, but it was always like this, man. I can't believe I can't figure out how to do this. I can't believe I got to go look up another video. You'd think I'd have the right tools with how many times I've done this. Like, why can't I just get it together? Like, they're just, and on the surface, it looks like you're just asking yourself why you keep dropping the ball and how you can be better prepared for it next time. But on a deeper level, you really are. You're comparing yourself to a past version of yourself. You're comparing yourself to a past action. Situations aren't always the same, and vehicles definitely aren't always the same. But yeah, that's like a reoccurring thing, is comparing myself, having that I've got to do better than, be better than. There's always got to be an upward momentum thing. And if there's not, then not even so much like, who am I really, as much as just like, what's the point of being if I can't even do the small things? And not in a depressive, I want to be done with myself kind of way, but in just like apathetic, what is life? I might as well just lay on my bed all day and do nothing with it because I'm already doing nothing. Oh gosh.
We are super, super self-critical.
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
You are your own worst critic.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, if you could just turn down the dial a little bit on what you expect from yourself. Heck, if you could just tune into when you're expecting of yourself. Like, holy cow.
I know I do that with all my paintings. When it comes to painting, I'm like, and you call yourself an artist. That's not even a painting. It looks like your 3-year-old did that. What an awful idea. What an awful execution. How long have you been doing this?
Too long.
Not only am I working on creating a structure for homeschooling, I also volunteered to be head coach for my daughter's volleyball shenanigans.
I believe Steph is talking to you.
I think she's talking to you. You know damn well what you're doing, but then you come in and bam, it's just all, you forget it all.
Yeah.
You're second guessing yourself.
A lot of second guessing. I know the second guessing I've like really toned down. It feels really good to just like make a choice and go with it. Say like, choices be damned. It's already been made. Here we go.
You just gotta get comfortable with just diving in head first and just doing it. Just be okay with being a mess and doing it anyways. You know what? I'm not perfect at it, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
You know,
being a volleyball coach. Did I play volleyball for a long time? I played volleyball for a while. I sure freaking love it. And I've been waiting for forever for this time.
learning.
I've been waiting for my daughter to be interested in volleyball. I've been asking her each time, do you want to play any sports? Are you interested in doing anything? And it finally happened. She's like, I want to do volleyball next year. It's like, oh, yes. It's my time.
It's my time.
And now
This
I'm
is gonna be
terrified.
brilliant.
Not only did I sign her up, but I volunteered, and then I went to the thing, and there were people there, and they were all quiet and shy, and me and one other dude were the only volunteers, and there's 4 or 5 different teams, and they hope for 2 volunteers for each team and 1 head coach for each team. And there's just me and this dude that volunteered, period. So I was like, I'll do it. I'll be a head coach.
Just shot to the top, just like that.
I'm not going to be a head coach.
That's a good thing. You did a lot of volleyball, and it was like your thing, you know.
Did I though? Did I do a lot of?
You did enough to like
I'm
it.
second guessing myself.
It'll all come back to you.
Kids. It's little kids. It's their first time doing volleyball. It's not like I need to be perfect at it. I'm not teaching like college.
Just think how awesome it's gonna feel to like see the things as you're teaching them. I was gonna give you so many insights. You know what I love about teaching you guys is it shows you so much about what you're going through in your life currently. That's what I love about being able to like get deep with people. It's because not only are you showing them things, but you're seeing things for yourself. You're having your own epiphanies, your own understandings, you know, and like, it's weird how much of my life can correlate to how I learned how to roof and like all the different techniques and things. And you wouldn't think that they would correlate to your everyday life lessons, but they do. And it's.
And how you show up for work and your work ethic.
Oh man. Well, like a good example is, so you can't tear off, no 2 roofs tear off the same, right? And you have all these fun little fine factors when it comes to tearing off shingles.
Isn't tearing off roofs all the same? Just different materials?
Different materials means different ways to tear it off for
shingles or shingles, aren't they?
No, we can't get into this. Don't do that to me, Whitney. It's not how it works, not even a little bit. But knowing just that, recognizing that there are different methods for every set of shingle type that you have dealt with, and then further variables of like time that they've been baking in that sun, the ambient temperature outside, so on and so forth, you know, weather conditions galore, and whether it's in the shade or it's in the sun, all of these things. When you start seeing all those things, you start correlating it to your everyday things of life. So like with my girls, it was like, oh man, maybe my girls each need to be handled differently, which is a no duh, but having the idea of recognizing what it took to be able to know what each set of shingle needed to be torn off with maximum efficiency, I can recorrelate to my daughter and be like, man, just being able to get interested in who she is, be more aware and present in what she's up to, like how she thinks, the way she responds, all of those things. Like, I'm going to get a better idea of how to actually work with her instead of be frustrated with her all the time and just wanting to tear my hair out because she doesn't listen, because she's got her dad's ADHD and it's very prevalent. And it makes me, you know, anybody that's had to deal with the maximum of my ADHD, I commend you and apologize all at the same time. I am a handful.
I mean, having a kid with ADHD, oppositional defiance disorder, autism. I know I'm missing one.
That's a smorgasbord of, oh my gosh.
Yeah, like
talk about
coming to the realization that like you can't parent each kid the same way.
You just can't.
Which is just wild. I mean, it should be a duh. But I don't know. When you're thrown into the pool of parenting without a handbook on what to do, it's like, do the same thing. Just treat everybody equally, right? It's like a classroom. That's what we do, right? Everybody line up. Everybody's going to be fair.
And if it works for one child but doesn't work for the second child, well, you had to try it on the second child to find out if it worked.
Right.
And sometimes you just like feel like you need to be more redundant with it.
Figuring out the ins and outs.
Ah, man. Like, yeah, like the idea of how to raise.
Super strict in the beginning, and then towards the end, you're like, okay, I'm so exhausted. It's fine. If they pick up the chips off the floor, I'm not going to freak out. I don't have the energy for it. Oh, okay, I guess it's not that big of a deal that they pick up stuff off the ground.
Pick your battles. Yeah.
Yeah.
When water spills on the ground, it's fine. It's just water, but let's not stand here and stare at it, soak it into the subcarpet. Let's get a towel on that.
Yeah, and parenting goes across into realizing things about yourself, period.
Isn't that the truth?
Like, wow, why did I freak out because they spilled something?
You know,
it's not because it's spilled. I'm just up here.
Yeah, and it's like
a me issue, isn't it?
And it's like an instant, I have to clean that. Like, not once do we think, all right, even if they don't get it perfect, they're still going to do their part. And I may have to pick up the slack because it won't be to my liking, but that's not on them. That's on me. That's my own choice of how I want things to be done. So I can ask for it, but I can't expect it of them.
That's part of my worry about homeschooling. I was not a stay-at-home parent. I was for like 6 months, and then, I mean, I just wasn't okay with it. I wanted to go back to work real fast.
I feel that. I so feel that.
That was rough, being a stay-at-home parent with little kids. Oh my goodness.
Learning how to love your kids is hard.
And finding ways to get out of the house and not be trapped at home and to do things with the kids to entertain them, get their energy out.
Yeah.
Finding nap time.
Man, I got to take my kids to the circus the other day, and it was like a proud father moment for me because the kids got to interact. The audience got to interact with the circus, and it was all science-y, and I've got my 7-year-old spouting off facts and like logical carry-throughs of what's going on, and I got my little one who's just like, oh man.
They're at like the prime age to enjoy that too.
Yeah, so it was just like a really, oh my gosh, memory made moment. Like, I took my kids out to go do an event, and it wasn't because they asked me. It wasn't because I felt like I had to. It wasn't because it was a freaking holiday. It was just something that I got to hear about, and I was like, yes, my kids would love that. I'm going to put effort into making it happen. And let me tell you what, I had to really fight them that morning. Like, it did not start out well, but it ended on a goodish note. A good note with the kids.
It was a small struggle bus in the moment. And that's another thing that I really had to work on. Who told me? I think it was my husband. It's like, you didn't have an entirely bad day. Your day wasn't ruined because it was rough in the morning. You had a rough 30 minutes trying to get him out the door. That sucked. It was rough at that moment. But the rest of the time was good, wasn't it? So you didn't have a bad day. You had a bad 30 minutes. And then you turned it around. So allow yourself to enjoy that.
Isn't it weird?
That is rough. That is hard.
Fight the urge to let go of
I
the
feel
anger.
like some people can just flip shit around so quick that it's damn near bipolar. It is so hard for me once I get into like this little rut of sadness. Oh, poor me. It's hard to pull myself back out and enjoy the moment and let go of that ick feeling.
I think it's generational trauma. I think it stems from like, think about how long parents are mad at their kids for doing something wrong, and it spans for a lot longer than it's healthy for, if we want to be honest, and it shows up in different ways, but like, and then it just generation to generation. I mean, I feel like that's a big thing that most kids had to deal with their parents, is their parents being disappointed with their choices and then holding it to them for an extended period of time. So then
I'm finding it hard to wrap my head around that because it's just okay. Well, for starters, one thing that really gets me and that's hard to get over is when something fun is planned for me, like going somewhere special to eat or a really cool event, and we make plans and I'm super excited about it and it's solidified, we're gonna do it, and then like right before it happens it doesn't, or something comes up and we can't do it, and it's not in our control, but it's just not happening anymore. I get so butthurt. I get so upset. It is so hard to let go. Like, I could have had fun. I was gonna do it. I was so excited. I'm already like living in that. I've already done it. And then the time comes and now I don't get to do it. I don't want to be mad at somebody who canceled it or mad at me for getting excited about it, or who's at fault, man? Because I'm really upset that it's not happening. So I don't feel like that's like a generational thing. I feel like it's a me thing.
Well, okay. All right. And that one is like expectation driven a bit, and not in an egotistical way by any means, but like the expectation.
It almost feels childish.
Maybe it is to a degree.
You told me we were going to Chuck E. Cheese, and I was all excited to go to Chuck E. Cheese, and now you say we're not going to Chuck E. Cheese? Why can't I go to Chuck E. Cheese?
Huh.
You said we were going to Olive Garden. I was so excited to get the spinach artichoke dip. And now I have to cook dinner.
But like I guess for me, if I was feeling that way about not getting to go do something,
such a letdown.
Well, and I would not embellish it, but I would like acknowledge it. I would say it out loud, and I would do it to get the other person to feel where I am feeling.
Oh, I'm not. I'm holding all that in because I want to, but that's so mean.
It is, but I mean,
and
think about
childish.
it. But think about it, like when you're
already. It
already
sounds that high pitched and childish in my head while I'm working through it. Like, I was so upset.
Yeah, see, if I was that upset, it would be an outwardly expressed thing, and I can't say it would be me now because I'm not on that, but thinking back to where I was, thinking back to those moments of experiencing that, it was very much, not so much making somebody feel bad for dropping the ball and making them feel guilty, but wanting them to see how bad that I feel so that they will feel just as bad for seeing me feel that bad. Isn't that nasty? Like looking back at it, it was really an emotionally manipulating tactic.
A lot of the reason that people do that in like relationships is
because
it's not entirely a punishment. It's the desire, the intense desire to feel understood. You can't understand me if you don't feel this too.
But here's the thing. If you had healthy communication in the relationship and you guys could be open and come to each other with things, then it would be discussed, right? Like you wouldn't be sitting there trying to make them feel the way you're feeling through just saying, I feel this way. You would want to explain it to them so they knew you knew they feel that way, but I wanted them on my level. I wanted them to emotionally feel what I was emotionally feeling.
Okay, maybe that's a little dirty, Brayden.
It is, yeah. And like recognizing like that's where it was for me back then. I can't say that I'm like that now by any means, but like as we speak about it, I am recognizing that like that was what that was. And that was something that I had to learn to like break the habit of. So I can't relate with you on where you're at because mine was based in emotional manipulation versus, and that stems, well, we already know where that stems.
My inner child.
Huh. That's
my inner child is so upset.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I wonder how that's all going to develop further down the line for you. Like, in what direction does it go? Is it something that will be there internally, or?
Well, I can't say I myself, but me and my husband, have learned that we don't tell Whitney these things unless it is happening.
That's fair though. See, but you at least you've like.
Well, honey, why are you crying? It's not a big deal. We can do it a different day. The restaurant's closed.
But it's so
I just really wanted to go.
so at least you established the boundary, right? Like, so it's not something like it's something you're going to experience that way.
Why do they
pretty
close
much
at
every
10
time,
o'clock?
right?
That's
Bro,
ridiculous.
I'm saying, I feel like that a lot with restaurants, and I get it,
I
but
swear, I've seen the places open till 11.
that's like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday thing now. Like that, everything changed after COVID, and it was already on its way to change before COVID. But COVID hit, and that was like the snap judgment. What was wild to me was watching all of the double lined drive-throughs come into play. Like 6 months before that happened, 2018. Very end of 2018, we started getting all the double.
I don't know.
What you call
I feel
it?
like I was venturing across some states and I saw some double drive-throughs in bigger
Well,
cities.
yeah,
I feel like Billings is doing a lot of the bigger city stuff. Like we expanded to
I'm
3
talking.
lanes?
I'm talking specifically for Billings. So, like the irony for Billings to start getting the double lane feature, only to turn around and have COVID and watch that all just kind of fall away.
Yeah.
And then like we still have double lanes that aren't really.
You know what blows my mind is that Burger King on Southgate
Is gone.
is gone. That giant playland that was like
For
the best place to get your kids' immunity built up. Like, who the heck goes through and cleans those giant tubes?
They don't
even
because
wanna
it smells
talk
like
about-
dirty feet when you walk
Was it
in
Lava
there.
Land? Oh, I want to go visit that
Lava
place.
Land is so much fun. My kids
I
had
wanna
me
visit
go.
that place.
It's worth it. I'm about it. That's my
And they
kind
let
of gym.
adults go through. I saw that
That's
was a
my
big
kind of-
comment on
Yeah,
that.
that's my
Like,
kind
really?
of gym. I'm telling you.
How much is it do you have to bring a kid to go through that place?
No.
Let adults go through too.
Yeah.
I swear there was this play zone or something that used to be on Grand.
I
And
remember
it was
that.
a huge, huge core memory of mine.
I forgot all about that.
I mean, I had to have been small, but that place looked huge.
It was huge. It was where the
Huge.
Chinese
A lot
restaurant
like,
is.
yeah. Yep.
Is that Chinese restaurant still there?
Yes. There used to be a Mexican restaurant over there that is gone.
There's another one over there that's a little bit farther down.
Now it's a grocery store,
No.
a Hispanic food store.
No, right next to it. They have I think it's I don't know, I forget what it's called.
I don't know, but it was on Google Maps. Twice now it has happened that we looked up something on Google Maps
It's
and
not
then
there
went to go to
anymore.
the place. Like Sassy Biscuit is closed now, but it's not on Google Maps. And then we went to wherever that Hispanic food store is on Grand to go to a restaurant, and it's a grocery store. Like, is it in the back of this grocery store?
Huh, they must have just closed
Nope.
because it's not been too long ago since I went.
Yeah, it was wild.
Mm. We just had another Mexican store restaurant open. I don't know if they're open, but they've got their sign up. They're close to opening right there on Shiloh, just on the other side of Tops. On the other side
I
of
saw some
Gammans.
food trucks recently opened up a brick and mortar building.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Oh.
I figured that's what you were telling me about.
No, I don't think so. It smells all fancy dancy. It looks very commercialized.
It's roasted. Do they have a building yet?
I don't think I've even heard of them.
It's roasted. Oh my gosh, it's huge. Best elote ever. Oh my goodness, this is the place to go.
It's good
Place
know.
to go. My goodness. I had a little card. I had a little gift card for a free elote, and I was so excited, and I went to the park to go where this place was supposed to be. I thought it was a food truck, and it was not a food truck. Sorely disappointed. It was a church function. They made corn in the oven and then made the elote in front of you,
Oh,
and
I
it didn't have
remember
like
that.
half the ingredients that it was supposed to have.
So remember
So
that.
disappointed. I'm so looking forward to it. It's roasted.
My kids
Corn.
were stoked to eat it though. They enjoyed it.
And it wasn't enough. Oh my goodness. It was tiny.
That was so
Thankful, but
we had to
really
suffer through a
hyped up for
seminar to
some
get to it.
quality elote.
I'm sorry, we didn't have to suffer. We got to enjoy the presence of a seminar before we enjoyed the corn. The message. I don't even remember what the message was. But it was not worth the corn. Maybe it was. I wasn't listening. I just wanted
Maybe
the corn.
that's why the corn tasted the way it did.
Because we didn't. Oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
sneaky
'cause
magic
we were.
right there. That's fair. Emotions are everything.
Mm.
I get behind that logic. That's solid.
Trying to be present amidst all the chaos.
It's like learning to let go of the fact that there's chaos happening in your life and just allowing yourself to focus on what is.
Go with the flow. I'm going with the flow. I thought we were in a flow. Well, it's White Rapids in a river. Gosh dang it.
But good news is, if you fall overboard, you're not going to drown.
We're going to Transformers this and go, and we're going to go into a whitewater rapid kayak thingamabob.
I totally pictured a
Adjust.
speedboat. Give me an engine. I know that probably wouldn't work. Just get out of there.
I mean, I suppose. Transformers they usually have a motor in them.
I would love to be able to have a transformer vehicle. I think it would be the bee's knees.
What do you want to hear us talk about?
Or if you guys have something you would like to talk about, feel free to just say so in
What are we
the
going to talk
comments.
about for the month of May, everyone?
Scarcity mindset.
Scarcity mindset.
On the last 3 weeks of May. The first week is dedicated to Mother's Day.
Is
Not
it?
in a better way. Yeah, that's what you said. You wanted the 7th for Mother's
I think
Day.
it's the second week.
No, you said the 7th.
Yeah, is it?
You said you wanted the 7th. That's all I remember you saying. You were like, the 7th is what I want. And I was like, cool, I'll just shuffle these around and we'll do the things.
Yes. For Mother's Day, we're going to dedicate the day for women and female empowerment, divine, feminine. And same goes for June
Yeah,
for
'cause
Father's Day.
Mother's Day is the 11th, so you wanted
Oh,
the 7th.
yeah.
Now we know.
Yep.
What do I got going on the 5th?
Oh, so I guess that's next week. Next week, we're gonna empower the divine feminine. All you mothers out there, and also all you single fathers out there who are playing both roles.
Mother's Day is
We will touch on
farce.
both.
Oh, I'm just kidding. It's just a way to get kids to love their parents even more. It's gross.
You have to bring me a card, and I want my noodle necklace. Dang it.
Noodle necklace.
Breakfast in bed.
What am I gonna do for
You
the
always did
kids'
that for Mom.
Mother's Day? Gosh, I don't even know. I got to do something for my mom for Mother's Day. What? Mother's Day is such a hard holiday. I don't know how to do the things. You know, I could do something
What do you
cutesy
mean?
for the kids, but I don't know.
You could have the kids do something for her.
Sure, I'm gonna
Make a
have them.
handmade thing.
They're gonna do something anyway between
Just
school.
give them up a folded piece of paper and say, make your mom a card.
Really, what I'm saying is by the time I tell them, make your mom a card, they'll be like, Dad, look at this card that my sister and I made for Mom. Oh, did you make that at school? No, we did this other thing at school, but we gotta wait for it to dry so we can take it home and
So they
surprise
already
Mom
got
on
it.
Mother's Day. Yeah, but like, I feel so inclined to be a part of that. Even though I am no longer with Jory, she is still the mother of my kids, and I'm not saying I gotta do something big and grandiose and out there and oh my gosh,
No, but I know what you mean.
but like
'cause
she's the mother of my kids and she does a good
my
job.
ex had the
So-
kids go pick lilacs for me. Oh, go away. Yeah, my ex had the kids go pick lilacs for me because that's my favorite flower, and they grow near his house, so he had them pick them for me. And they made a little paper flower bucket thing and put it in there. He said, "Here, I had the kids make this for you on Mother's Day." I wouldn't have done that for you. Wow.
Well,
Thank you. It was a neutral day. It's like, wow.
Jory got me one of those books last year with like a story about me and my kids, and like It didn't get me
That's a
until
lot.
it didn't get me until the growing up stages because they talk about themselves, their future selves, and you like see these little cartoon versions of them growing bigger and into like teenagers. And I was like, stop it!
Oh, that's a lot.
Come to find out, she did it just so she could get a good cry out of me. She knows that those kind of things make me cry, so she,
You know,
yeah.
I would purposely do that to my Aunt Dixie. I wrote poetry, and that was my gauge on it, if I did good enough or not. Did she cry? Because I could get her to cry.
Oh,
Damn
man.
near every time. Make it a little bit savvy, and it was a high every time. Like here, Aunt Dixie, read this. Oh my god! Oh, she got to the part. Oh, she's crying. Oh my god!
That's good
I did
stuff.
good. I did good. No more, Whitney. I can't. I've already had enough today.
Just 5 more. Just 5 more.
Hold on. I just got this other one. It's about parenting. No, Whitney, I can't do it. I'm already tearing up. Oh yeah, you gotta read it.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, it taught me some humility though when he did it for me the first time. It's like, all right,
We're there.
you know what? Remind ourselves that this is for the kids. Like, and not only that, but like, what parent wouldn't feel good about that? There are a lot of times as a mother and a father that you don't get recognized for a lot of the things that you do for your parents. So humbling yourself and doing just a little bit for the other one so they can have their moment too.
Agreed. Well, I mean, and like they could always be shitty parents, right? Like, I mean, there's always like, regardless of how shitty of a situation you find your current other in or don't, and it can always be worse. You know, it can always be worse. So since mine is not worse, I'm going to be appreciative of it because I hear some cringe stories out there, and I'm like, in a lot of senses, like I lucked out. I'm glad that I have a copacetic co-parenting style because
Yeah, you could have a much harder co-parenting co-parent to parent with.
I already got
It's
enough
difficult.
silver hairs growing. Like I can only imagine how many more I'd have if things had to be difficult.
That is rough, Judy. She said her sister passed away that day in 2023. Mother's Day is hard for her.
That's heavy. I ran away from home on my Mother's Day. I didn't know, but
Oh boy, that's a rough one.
She doesn't let me live it down. I would say the beauty of that day, even though there's a lot of sorrow around it, is that it's something that you can have as a link to her and an opportunity to be able to maybe commune with her. I mean, if your feelings are that there in that moment and it's that hard because I don't know, in my understanding, the barrier is a lot thinner, so it's easier to feel the feels of those that are around you.
It's a holiday. It's an easy remembered date. And it's easy to remember exactly what happened on that day. New Year's, the last few years, we've spent with
But you could do some talking. And you can get it out. The first talk's going to be the hardest because you're talking about what happened and how it made you feel and how much you missed them. But then you get to move forward and the conversations get to grow and you get to have them once a year. And it's a recap as well as maybe seeing some new intentions from energies brought your way. So it's something that you can really flip the switch on and own it, make it yours.
a sacred day.
Yeah.
A day of remembrance.
A day to own it. A day to be with her. You're already with her. You might as well choose how you want to be with her. Right?
I've dealt with New Year's the last few years. We've had a lot of deaths surrounding New Year's. And aside from doing CPR on our friend on New Year's morning, and then our other lady down the street passing not long after New Year's, it's like death and rebirth, yin and yang, because it's New Year's Day.
Out with the old and in with the new.
Oh, that's really harsh, but like, talking about death.
I don't know. Like, it's old for them, right? Like, they died because they fulfilled whatever purpose they had here on Earth. And it's time to
One
move
of
to the
them,
next
the other
one.
one, not so much.
No?
No.
The other one decided to exit strategy.
No.
Oh,
I don't even know where to go with that right now at the moment.
but it was something.
Yeah. It was personal, but it was on his terms, I suppose, in a way, yeah.
Yeah. That's like my grandpa. Like he chose.
But it's a holiday. It's an easy time to remember that all this stuff happened.
It is. But then it's from there, it's your choice. Like, how are you going to choose to remember it going forward? And it's not to rewrite the script, it's to allow yourself to be
Grief
able
is
to
hard.
move forward.
Grief is hard. There's so much grief around everything. Starting new. Coming to terms with the chaos. Grieving what you thought you had. I thought I had it balanced. So now I'm homeschooling, running a business, head coach for volleyball, and then all the other roles I play in life.
It's a full plate.
It is a full plate, but I stacked all that on my plate, and you know what the blessing is I can rearrange my plate as I see fit.
Well, and the beauty of it all is as you do go from the healing into the exploring, as you do all these steps to like become the you that you want to do, you break through. There's this time where you don't understand how much energy you actually have and how much potential you're really willing to seek out in the things that you have on your plate. And in that moment, you're going to have a great wrestling of stillness. Because you've got to be able to slow down enough to recalibrate and recognize just how much bigger your vessel is and how much more you're able to take on.
And how often you put yourself in leadership positions.
Yeah. Of all sorts.
I did that again.
See,
head coach, Whitney.
Mine was never putting this myself there. Mine was always, I was forced to copy. Everybody else dipped out, so they're like, "Hey, you got the next most amount of
It's
experience.
almost like an
Have at it."
obligation. Nobody else stepped up to the plate.
You know
Can
what?
I do it? I can do it. It's just kids volleyball. I can do this. And they said they don't need a ton of volleyball experience. I mean, I've got 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade. I played volleyball. That's some experience.
Did I play enough to know how to teach volleyball?
I didn't make it through high school volleyball.
Shush. How many years did you do? Whitney, I spent 2 years getting a black belt in one martial art, a brown belt in another. 2 years.
And you got a black belt in 2 years?
Yeah. And so if I can do those two things in 2 years, if I were to have stuck with it from that point forward, I would have been able to have the opportunity to start teaching classes because I had my black belt, but I dropped out because some people were just really
hoping to play competitive high school volleyball.
But what I'm saying, if I could do that in 2 years, and you've got what would you say, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th? That's 6 years. That's 6 years of experience.
I played.
And did you play outside of the volleyball games? Like, did you set up your own self games with friends?
I played whenever the heck I could, all the time.
Yeah, see, so I mean, I think that more than qualifies you to know what you're doing for volleyball. And what little you may not know, you will learn really quickly anyway, because Miss Info Diver.
Because I'm coaching.
Because you're an info diver.
Got a pamphlet to follow.
I bet you can go past that pamphlet.
I haven't even read the pamphlet. I'm coaching tomorrow. Well, it's our first introduction. They're sending me a roster. I have a roster. I'm going to have a roster of kids. Brittany, is this what it feels like to teach? They're sending me a roster. I'm going to have my own kids to have. Oh my goodness. It's exciting. I'm excited.
You're welcome, Judy.
So many new things to do, so many things to think about, lots of new starts and new beginnings.
New.
It's you're never too old to start something new, something different.
I saw this 100-year-old lady busting out crunches in 3-minute plank. Like, anything is possible.
You know, they just made them differently back then, though.
Yeah, I don't know whether they make them differently or not. Like, If I can do a 3-minute plank at 100 years old, just think of what, like, when I die, I'm just gonna up and be done. There won't be no slow burnout.
What
What
is your vision of old you?
I don't really see myself.
You haven't played with that and thought about what you
all
want to
the
be
time,
like when you're old.
But I don't see myself as old. Like, and not some
in the future.
Yeah, no, and not some like weird. Oh, I will never get old. It just like when I picture my future self, it is just. It's always my current me. It's never somebody super old or decrepit or wrinkly. It's just, it's like a brighter version of Braden because I know more as that version of me. So maybe I just can't plan. I can't view that far into the future, or maybe I just have no concept.
Or maybe that's like the whole you have an internal dialogue and blah de blah.
And I choose to see myself as forever young.
I guess. Are you a vampire?
Bro, I would love that. If I could live forever, I would, and not even out of fear.
But what are you when you're old? What are you doing? What are you living life like?
I'm a wizard.
You're a wizard.
I'm a wizard.
You're a wizard, Braden.
Yeah, and I'm teaching people things, and I'm showing them how to alchemize. I don't know, it's always different when I think about it. Sometimes I'm helping a bunch of people at once, and sometimes I'm like some hermited away person with just 1 or 2 students under my belt. That's really all I see. It's just a forever teaching. I'm always going to be teaching. Yeah. In some shape or form.
My future me is a little old witch in a cabin in the woods, away from everybody, and people will come to me to seek things. And then they go away.
I would be like Gandalf.
Sometimes,
I
though,
would travel.
Like your little thing, sometimes it's like an area in the forest away from people, but people are over here and there's lots of them. So I'm just right there, but I still have all my space. It depends.
I want to be enthralled in the people. So.
Ooh, that's too many peoples.
I really want to live in a big city for a year, like Dallas. Where so many people are why not? Could you imagine?
Oh, it's too much energy around me.
We come from a place where
just
people
know. The idea of going to Las Vegas is so hard to come to.
Could you imagine going to a place where not everybody knows each other? Could you imagine what that would be like?
That's scary.
That would be amazing. You'd be getting so many different types of perspectives instead of a trickled out version of the same one through generations of people that have known each other for goodness knows how long.
5 people trying to talk to me all at once. Just.
But you're never engaging. Well, I mean, maybe if you're doing big social events, but really, you're never engaging.
It's not even engaging with them. It's the fact that they're all around me and the hum and the hubbub is all right there.
I love that. It's such a rush.
No.
There's so many people, and you don't know what
nails
they're
on
thinking.
a chalkboard to me.
What? It's like a symphony to me. All these different energies floating around. Just think all the people watching you could do. All the fun little tiny
if it was a thing to walk above a busy city and not be in the busy city, great.
No, it's not as fun being above it. You gotta be.
No, that's people watching.
You need people watch in it amidst it. What? Why not?
No. You gotta be up and away.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Life is wild.
Being in all that and being up above it, that sounds just fine, but not in it. Totally okay with that. That's weird. Yeah, don't want to be in it.
It's like walking through a river with a somewhat strong current. Just enough to sweep you off your feet if you're not paying attention.
A current that's clanging and making a crap ton of noise.
No, it's a symphony. It's the dull roar of people in the
background. All right,
background.
August Rush.
Oh my gosh, I love that movie. That's totally different. His is actual noises.
Yeah, it's all the
symphony that I hear doesn't come from actual noises. That would be really cool to be able to just
That's
hear
where
random
his
noise.
comes from,
But-
like the thumbing of the construction over here.
Yeah, no, but mine is like the energy of the people. It's the people's energy itself.
Oh.
That is the music.
Oh.
That is the chaos, and I like to like get lost in it, if you will.
Oh,
You don't have to take it on. You just get to feel it.
I have to be really good at like creating like an energetic bubble around me so it doesn't oil slick on me. Ugh.
That's fair. It took me a while to figure that part out. There's something that goes a really long way when you like convince yourself, tell yourself that like it doesn't matter what kind of energy barrier you put up, you're never going to take on somebody else's stuff. Like it's just an
Maybe
absolute.
coming to terms with that all of it is a reflection of you. So all this hubbub that's going around is just little pieces of you interacting with you in different ways.
Gosh, maybe that's why I love it so much. Different variations of my own energy coming at me all at once. What?
Man, I have such a resistance to big places and large social gatherings like that. But I used to love it. I used to be such a big, huge social butterfly. Loved being in the middle of it all.
I think it's because I never experienced it. I was really, really recluse. Like I didn't do the partying thing in high school. And then through my 20s, like I might hang out with a few friends at a bar, but to go on like a full bar rager with a big group of friends and get loud and belligerent, like that was never my thing. So
That was totally my thing.
Yeah, see,
It wasn't like that.
but you know,
I gotta
enough of
have
that.
that like later on in my 20s.
Yeah, see, so like now I'm experiencing that. I'm finally comfortable enough with self-expression that I can put myself into that kind of crowd. Whereas before, I'm like,
Ooh.
stay away, let me just watch it from a distance. I can't be involved with all of that, but I really want to know what's going on. So I'm just gonna skirt the outskirts of the circle, see if anybody invites me in, and see what happens.
I
Gosh, I'm
have
such an
created
awkward
my
person.
beautiful, sacred, safe space, and I'm trying to exercise going out of it.
It's a hard one. I know the other day I decided to park over at Riverfront, or the aviary part of Riverfront Park, and I was like, man, I'm literally just gonna sit in my
Norms
car.
Island.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm just gonna sit in my car, and I'm just.
It's tick season.
Gonna
Be careful,
be.
guys.
Oh yeah,
Ugh.
ticks and skeeters and ticks.
Yes.
Hey, so you think when the 3D splits and the 5D splits, you think that'll be like one of the big signs of knowing that you're on the 5D is mosquitoes cease to exist? It'd be really great if they didn't exist in the 5D. It's got to come with some like really good physical perks. That's got to be one of them.
Mosquitoes.
Like there's no necessity for them.
Isn't the 5D energetic? So there wouldn't actually be physical mosquitoes.
Bugs like they run on a higher frequency than the rest of human beings.
Oh my gosh, Braden, we're going down a rabbit hole.
Like if they run on a higher frequency, there's a good chance they're gonna be there. And all I'm saying is maybe mosquitoes could just like not be on that list. Maybe it's energetic. Maybe it's more than energetic. We don't know yet. We have no idea how it's actually going to be. I mean, sure, we can say it's energetic, but like if we're not running into the 3D people, energetically speaking.
If you want to go down that rabbit hole, what about the aliens in the ocean coming out, being disclosed?
Bro, that's exciting. Maybe they help us push
that
into
was
the
an
5D.
AI video that you shared with me.
I know. But I
had to read the comments.
Yeah, I know, me too. But I liked the idea of it. Like aliens coming from our ocean. Or
Is that
from
why we
space,
stopped
either
exploring
which
the ocean?
maybe. I think we stopped exploring the ocean because we realized like being in pressurized cabins is not worth it to know what the fuck is down there.
That doesn't make sense because we're exploring space.
I know, but like space, I don't know. Yeah.
If so much time and effort and energy can be put into exploring space, how come there's not that much time and effort and energy being put into exploring our oceans?
But exploring the ocean is a different kind of pressure. Like, because you've got gallons upon gallons upon gallons, tons upon tons of water pushing down on you.
Either way has a crazy ending. I mean,
that's very true.
If you exit the cabin pressure that you have there and everything in your oxygen helmet and your space suit, then you just go poof. If you go into the ocean and you lose that cabin pressure and poof, it's the same outcome.
I know, but the pressure put on you from like the force of water versus a vacuum, I feel would be different to have to fight with or to construct with, because I don't know why. I have no scientific reasoning behind this, but I feel like fighting ocean water versus fighting space.
It makes more sense to me to explore the ocean because you know that you're going into Earth. Yes, it's never ending and it's dark, but space is not ending.
I know, so there's infinite possibilities.
And
there.
if you go poof and you're out there, like there's only so many people that can find you. Like eventually in the
but you're
ocean,
dead, it wouldn't matter.
Either you're
Dead
gonna
is
get
dead.
eaten or your body's gonna be at the bottom, but you're still on Earth.
You're still on Earth. No, you're in Earth at this point. Yeah, I don't know. I have no good reason as to why we don't dive into our ocean as much as we dive. Maybe we just know there's too much to find, so government.
I
just,
like the
extends
funny
it.
brain mess of playing with aliens and then your 2D, 3D, 5D,
Oh.
and where aliens fit into that. That's a fun little rabbit hole to go down.
It is. Bashar's channeling bit kind of reminds me of that.
And then I watched this nature documentary about global warming and how close we are to like throwing our planet out of whack, losing the ice caps on each end.
And then like 3 videos down, it talks about how global warming is a total scam. Total sham. I read something about fossil fuels not actually being fossil fuels because we have to dig 32,000 feet into the earth in order to reach this said oil, right? But no skeletal remains of any dinosaurs or plant matter, for that matter, have ever been found lower than 16,000 feet. Like once you hit 16,000 feet, that's like the maximum depth that you're finding dinosaur fossilized bones. And so then it talks about going back and because you can't tax a natural fuel source by calling it a fossil fuel, saying it's a finite source, it then becomes something that you can govern in a different way. Yeah, see, that's why we can't go
The
far
vacuum
enough
is
down.
constant. Is a constant, but the pressure of the ocean grows as you go down.
Because more water is on top of you the farther down you go. And because it's kind of like how you have the epoxy when it's self-leveling. So when it hits a divot, it all follows the divot until there's enough layers built up to make it all the way solid, right? So like the farther down you go underneath the water, the more water you have above you, and you're feeling the pressure and weight of all of the water that's connected above you pushing down in that one spot. Yeah, see? Right there. Yeah, see? He knows. Yeah. Thank you for backing me up with the fossil fuel, Rick. I appreciate that.
Husband's just a beautiful book of knowledge.
See, we know the things.
Fossil fuel is a made-up name that was designed to create scarcity, which would help to drive up the market value.
As well as make it something that was marketable. Because if you knew you had an endless supply of it. Hence why I think they always say that, like, fresh water is something that's scarce because it only makes up 2% of the earth. But is it really scarce if it's a continuous source that's continually being fed? Mm-hmm. We just claim it as such, as a way to be able to market it and make money off of it. We live in a crazy world.
Oh, it's fun times, isn't it?
It is. I can't wait to see how everything comes to fruition. Everything. Bible or no. You know, like, however it goes, I'm here for it. I'm ready.
Everybody says it's soon.
The awakening, the fucking... I keep hearing 2027. 2026 has been like a huge year that's been stuck on my brain for a hot minute, and I don't know what 2026 represents, but we're talking like since I was in middle school, 2026. So, who knows? But it would be cool to see something monumental happen in 2027 in my lifetime, especially that soon, because like I'm not old as fuck and hoping that I can just make it through whatever's happening.
Bashar had those predictions that he threw out. We were gonna have like first contact and then blah 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 blah. I'm sure those playing.
I would love to see first contact. I don't know, you guys. Like, I'm not saying one world order, hurrah, but I feel that one world order, or however a variant of it, is the next step to like globalizing the world, right? Yeah,
I love
right.
you.
Not to mention the river that drops down into the undergrounds hits a big old lava aquifer or filtration system, and it takes 200 years for that water to go from the top of wherever that river disappears to come out somewhere in, I think it's Idaho. And like, so drinking water from there, getting it straight from the source is 200-year-old water, technically speaking. But it's its own natural water filtration system. Oh, I did it again. Always.
No matter where it's at, you're always hitting the mic.
Yep. But yeah. So if we can have 200-year water at our disposal, I don't know. And then we could jump. I don't know. That makes me think of the Gregorian calendar and how they like added 1,000 years to our whole. When we're at
my
our whole
goodness.
timeline thing, man, we could just go everywhere. I've got so many bunny trails.
Whoever writes it controls history.
Yep. He who said it first.
Does the winners get to write history?
Winners get to write history. My cousin always liked to say it's not whose story is true, it's who gets to say it first.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoever tells it first. Ugh.
Oh man, so does that mean we're done with popes? Because like once that pope's dead, we're supposed to like just not have any more, and then there's a prophecy that like judgment is upon us. What if it wasn't judgment was upon us, but judgment was upon the Catholic religion, and we watched religion take on judgment? That would be wild.
The world ends after, yeah.
The River
That was
Jordan,
a
is that what it was?
prophecy, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a prophet, a guy who prophesied like 12 generations of
Oh yeah, the popes.
Mm-hmm. And he
So
was
the name
specific
and everything.
about them. Yep. Yeah, so this one's supposed to be the last.
I don't know. There's been a big build up to something happening real soon. Probably close to the. I mean, I don't know. It's just been a doom thing forever.
And like,
Mayan calendar.
And whatever happened
year after that.
Whatever happened to the Antichrist? Like, we haven't even slipped into that. So like, we can't even have Christ coming back until the Antichrist shows up, right? So
well,
like,
there's a million different theories on the Antichrist. I remember the big one came out with what was it? Obama. Obama was the Antichrist.
Oh my
gosh.
First one. I can see that.
And
they just keep replaying that message.
Oh, this is the Antichrist.
And then
the
you start
Antichrist is showing up here.
But the
world's gonna end.
But we have had some like revelation things come to pass, like the rebuilding of the Solomon Temple and the red heifers showing up when they were supposed to. You know, yeah, there's a lot of things. They have an election
for the Pope?
The Euphrates drying up was another one. So it's interesting to see what direction it all goes. But yeah, you're not wrong. It was. I don't know, not necessarily that it was wrong. I mean, it didn't implement death. It just ended then. Maybe somebody just got tired of calculating and said, this is good. We don't need to go any farther. Like, none of us are going to be alive. Little did we know, we just created a death plot. Dun, dun, dun.
Wild. Next week, guys, Mother's Day, venerating the sacred feminine, and honoring all those fathers out there who has had to play mother and father.
Mother and father.
May 7th. Funny comment stuff. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week.
Until next time.
Join us next week for the Mother's Day live. Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.